You've made it back to Ultimate Nerdy, the home of epic crossovers and alternate realities. Get ready, because today's What If story is about to blow your mind.
In a quaint, magical corner of London, the Scamander family legacy lived on through Newt Scamander's son, Rolf. With the same inquisitive spirit and love for magical creatures as his father, Rolf had grown up surrounded by an array of fantastic beasts, each one more fascinating than the last. He spent his days exploring his father's extensive library and caring for the creatures in their menagerie. But it wasn't long before Rolf's thirst for adventure led him beyond the confines of his home. One day, a letter arrived by owl, sealed with the crest of the Ministry of Magic. Rolf opened it eagerly, his eyes scanning the words with growing excitement. The letter was an assignment from the Department for the Regulation and Control of Magical Creatures, tasking him with a mission to investigate a wizard named Terrandor. This mysterious figure had recently come to the Ministry's attention due to his rumored ability to communicate with and control creatures such as orcs, goblins, and even the legendary tree beings known as Ents. Rolf was thrilled at the prospect of meeting and studying such creatures. He packed his essentials, including his father's trusty suitcase, enchanted to hold a vast array of magical creatures, and set off on his journey. His travels took him to a remote and ancient forest, rumored to be the last known whereabouts of Terrandor. The forest was dense and dark, filled with an eerie silence that was occasionally broken by distant, strange sounds. Rolf ventured deeper, following clues and traces of magical activity until he reached a hidden glade, bathed in moonlight. In the center of the glade stood a towering figure with a long, flowing beard and piercing eyes. This was Terrandor. Surrounding him were a host of creatures Rolf had only read about in books: orcs with rough green skin, goblins with sharp, cunning eyes, and most astonishingly, a majestic Ent, its branches swaying gently as if in conversation with the wind. "Who are you, and what brings you to my domain?" Terrandor's voice was deep and commanding. Rolf stepped forward, trying to mask his awe. "My name is Rolf Scamander. I've been sent by the Ministry of Magic to learn about your abilities with these creatures, but more than that, I'm here because I share a deep love and respect for magical beings, much like my father, Newt Scamander." Terrandor studied Rolf for a moment, then nodded. "Very well, young Scamander. If you wish to learn, you must first understand the bond that exists between us and these creatures. It is not merely about control, but about respect, trust, and mutual understanding." Over the next few weeks, Rolf immersed himself in the magical world Terrandor had created. He learned to communicate with the orcs, understanding their language and customs. The goblins, initially suspicious of Rolf, soon came to respect him for his genuine interest in their history and culture. But it was the Ents that captivated Rolf the most. These ancient, wise beings had witnessed the passage of time in ways no other creature had, and their stories were filled with the rich lore of the forest. Rolf spent countless hours with a particular Ent named Thornroot. The Ent's deep, resonant voice told tales of the forest's past, of battles fought and alliances forged. Rolf listened intently, absorbing the knowledge and forming a bond with Thornroot that was both profound and enduring. As the days turned into weeks, Rolf's presence in the glade became a natural part of the creatures' daily lives. He assisted Terrandor in caring for the creatures, learning to blend his father's teachings with the new knowledge he gained from Terrandor. It was a harmonious exchange of wisdom and experience, one that enriched Rolf's understanding of magical creatures beyond anything he had imagined. One evening, as the sun set and the glade was bathed in a golden glow, Terrandor approached Rolf with a solemn expression. "You have learned much, young Scamander, but there is one final lesson you must understand. The bond we share with these creatures is fragile. It requires constant care and respect. Promise me you will carry this wisdom with you, wherever your path may lead." Rolf nodded, his heart filled with gratitude. "I promise, Terrandor. I will honor this bond and protect these creatures as if they were my own family." With a sense of fulfillment and a heart brimming with new knowledge, Rolf bid farewell to Terrandor and the creatures of the glade. He returned to the ministry with a detailed report of his findings, but more importantly, he returned with a deeper understanding of the magical world and the bonds that unite all living beings. Rolf's journey had not only been a mission of discovery, but also one of personal growth. It forged new friendships, gained invaluable insights, and discovered a greater purpose in life. As he continued his father's legacy, Rolf knew that the lessons he had learned from Terrandor would guide him in his future endeavors, ensuring that the magic of creatures would always be cherished and protected.
Oh, that's a wrap on this Ultimate Nerdy What If story. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe for more epic crossovers, and let me know your own what if ideas in the comments. Until next time, stay nerdy.